I was saying my name is ISMAEL. I am from the Ministry of Women, Protection of Early Childhood and National Solidarity in Chad. I am in charge of these gender issues at level of ministers. I was asked to share the effort of the minister in the frame of support to women in the field of transformation and the consideration of the program of development. And try to create a kind of context to set the context, the frame of the size of the country. We have a big space. This shows how we have a challenge to cover the national territory, and also shows what women represent over the total population, 50.7%, as opposed to 40.3%, 43.3% of the male population, as provided by statistics in 2009. With regards to this percentage, women have low access to resources and political opportunities, and also show the level of literacy of 25% as opposed to 46% for men. Women live mainly in a rural environment with a very difficult situation. They are faced with these problems, as I said earlier. The lack of literacy, challenge of autonomization, and the last element that is interesting is the fight against different forms of violence. These elements constitute a major challenge for the Ministry of Women. I also wanted to define the distribution of the ministry. The ministry is in the structure of the general structure of the government, consisting of the elaboration and the implementation of strategies of promotion of women and the implementation of politics in favor of women. And we try to implement these different projects called SWED. This is a project, the setup of emergency situation surveillance to take into account development projects. There's also contribution to harmonization and implementation of major texts. We talk about different forms of violence made to women and texts that define and definition of violence and what are the protection we can create to fight against violence. This is also participation of women into decision making that led to the taking of an ordinance number 16 of 2017 defining the quota of women that can access posts on electoral posts, development of actions in favor of vulnerable in the ministry, and the elaboration of the development of programs in the benefit of women. As I said, we're also taking into account of the attribution in the programs and projects, the contributions of them. We also have days, commemorative days, like the Senafed, celebrated by the ministry, and the National Week of the Woman, Tchadian Woman, dedicated to women, and the World Day of Rural Women, and days of reflection on the fight against violence made to women. I'd like to focus on the women. The day for rural women, taken into consideration by the ministry and used for the transformation of local products to facilitate the autonomy of women. As I said earlier, I focus on this day of rural women, and since 2099 it is applied to the framework of sensitization of women in actions of development that are important and in favor of them. The ministry would like to be closer to the rural women. Every year there is a team that goes to the backcountry to register the difficulties on site and develop activities. And trainers are sent on the field for activities that will produce income to help associations of women. Since 2019, this day is recognized in the different regions. Every year, a village is chosen for the celebration, and the team of the ministry goes there and carries out the activities by training them to transform local products and train women in the rural areas. Strategies developed in rural areas are the following. Register all the girls to school and make efforts to maintain them at school so that they finish their studies, and sensitizing those at the level of procreation to take care of their health and provide technical support to the rural to reinforce their power of purchase, just said, and fight against violence made to women. In this frame of fight against violence, there is a listening center at the ministry, at the National House for Women. It takes into account what they bring us information, gives them, provides them with advice, and train them into doing activities that bring income. There is also a multi-function center created in Ball with the support of UNFPA to take into account the women victim of violence and girls victim of rape. As for training, it is for women living in the background in rural areas, but we do not have reliable statistics to show how many and what women have been trained. We don't have the statistics, but there is a big number of women and associations, female associations that benefited from this kind of training. This is what is done. the ministry plays a role of accompaniment, a role of help. This is what we call conservation of the dried meat. Is making soap. The ministry has the support of other associations and non-government organizations. Here is lemon juice produced. And this is a product made already. And this is syrup and lemon juice and juice of sorrel juice. Difficulties are not those of the ministry, but linked to the associations. They are the ones who mention these difficulties linked to the transformed products. The lady who preceded me talked about these difficulties, financial difficulties, and people think that when something is made in Chad does not have quality, and there's also a problem with transportation. The ladies cannot assure the transportation of their products. In terms of contributions in the economic circuit, it contributes to increase and local income and allow the women to take care of their needs, and the resources are commercial perspectives. We have a policy called National Policy of Gender that defines many organizations, such as that of the women, which has a priority. For the time being, at the political level, there is an action plan available that takes into account many issues, many concerns that to support female associations and to provide funds to enlighten their tasks. In the morning, there was a problem, financing problems. The projects are in the action plan, and the ministry is making efforts to provide the resources and accompany the sessions and another perspective to increase the capabilities of women to exploit, manage, and take care of the materials, production materials, in order to lighten the situation. We have agricultural materials, and these need to be accompanied with training on how to use the material, how to take care of them, and how to use them rationally. We also provided managerial and technical capabilities to women by training them and offer them services of reinforcement of capacities to develop and produce and have opportunities of economy. The action plan is more focusing on women living in the background, where poverty is harder. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Before giving the floor to someone, I have remarks. The ministry is transversal, with working in collaboration with other ministries. We're talking about different actions. I think that you're working in collaboration with other ministries involved. How do you collaborate on doing this? Thank you. I talked about a policy that is already up there, and the ministry has responsibility of working out this policy, that it is dual ministry, not in one ministry, but all the other ministries, all the institutions working in the same field are involved. Ministry is not working alone, it's the structure of the state, and everybody plays their role, and we complete each other. Another question to ask. You talked about observatory. It's not very frequent, even in many countries. People ask the question of the gender issues. Can you tell us what are the works of the observatory you talked about? I talked about it, but it's a project. The observatory is inscribed into the policy of the government, and we want to create an observatory of gender issues. It's not easy. It was not easy in other countries, as I said, and we have social cultural activities that are very strong. As it was adopted, trying to set up the system and accelerate the process that will be created by an official act, and it will be set up. I think that the observatory is not about women only. It's all about gender. And it means man and woman, everybody, for a durable development. I think that this will not be a problem at all. That will be set up and will contribute. And will contribute into the development of the country. What you just said. There are questions to have facts and numbers so that we can describe appropriately, to know, to go very closely to the needs. What is important for them here is training on the job market, and started one way or another, some are early, others late, depending on the countries, and it should be analyzed. The observatories, sometimes there are data that are integrated according to, if this was not foreseen, I will ask the general directors and public services of employment to reflect on the question of gender and information system on gender issues. And thank you. I will stay together and will ask people to ask questions. Does anyone want to ask a question? Hamid Bako for the Pan-African Agency. We thank the presenter before about autonomization of women. He gave a good presentation. The question I want to ask is linked to the family code. Is there a family code in Tchad? Thank you.
On va peut-être prendre quelques questions, puis ensuite on va répondre. Voilà. Il y a ensuite Yankee Kouzi, la dame qui est là-bas, qui voudrait poser une question. Notre ami Sidibé du Mali.
Our friend Sidibé of Mali. Other questions on the questions I can see. Veronique, you have a question? You can ask. We'll ask you to talk in a few minutes. Now you have the floor. Thank you. It does not work. Let me give you this one. Thank you, Christine. I find this presentation very interesting. I'm wondering, when we talk about activities that bring income, it's always very little small things for the little needs. We have not seen an organization based on individuals, women who go to a counter and sell and to have credit, a loan, and open an industry of transformation. Can't we raise our ideas up to this level? Otherwise, English-speaking Africa is in advance. South Africa have heads of businesses like mine business, other, even in the green employment. We can raise women to that level in executive with ties and case and go and discuss serious things. Can't we take the women up to this? I share your idea very much, and she has authority.
Elle peut avoir des talents et avoir aussi de l'autorité, être capable
d'agir authority.
Ça, c'était juste une plaisanterie pour toi, Angélique, parce que je sais que tu es
une femme battante en RDC. You are strong in RDC.
On a une question ici de M.
Mr. Sidibé of Mali, you have a question.
Merci beaucoup aux collègues du ministère de la Femme.
Thank you to the colleague of the Ministry of Women.
Encore une fois,
once more, I'd like to exaggerate. Maybe people will treat me as feminist, but it's normal, because there are 52% are women. And recent studies made by institutions like the World Bank demonstrated that African women are leaders in Africa at 24% compared to 12% for the whole world. The initiatives are not missing. As it started, we realized, but this morning, unfortunately, Madame Veronique sang a cry of heart. I did not know that the Ministry of the Representative of the Ministry was in the room. She said that since they started, they did not benefit of any support. And I'm wondering, did they knock at the door and people did not open the door to them? Or what? Thank you. There are people, someone who is the owner of the house, Sidibé is talking about. Not you, Veronique, but someone else to answer, not you. But will try to leave the door open for everyone to answer. We give the floor to Veronique. You see how? Why?
Oui, mais cette maison, je pense qu'elle est un peu partout, Jérémy.
Merci, oui.
Thank you, Veronique. Thank you for the presentation of the ministry. This is my ministry. question was taken into account by the two people who preceded me. But I asked, the ministry supports organizations of feminine association. But now, what are the criteria at the Ministry of Women regarding the help? And also, do they help individual women, individual entrepreneurs, so that they can launch their enterprise business? We have two other questions. You will have the floor. I cannot solve without.
Merci, madame.
Thank you, madam.
Moi, j'ai beaucoup plus de contributions.
Give you more contribution. The presenter talked about transformed products. That was not conserved. I think that there is a lacking on this. There is a lacking because they want to go to the civil service, and I think that the civil service is closed now. Try to reflect. They do not think as creating businesses by themselves. One of the ladies was saying the English-speaking Africa has an advance on the rest of Africa. Just the truth, because we try to work for other people, but the ladies here provide examples of people who are entrepreneurs, who can work for themselves. But the majority of young people, when we talk about employment, it's mainly about young people, and most young people do not think about being autonomous. Including talking about the education of the women, Chadian women, there is no autonomy in the way we educate them. The fact of expressing her autonomy is, say, she's criticized. The problem is that about the products are not sold. I have a suggestion. Send the people who sell in the streets, people consume them. It's not the food sellers go from door to door and you can sell. Just take the product from the market. At least 100 meters from your house, you can find someone who can sell them. When they are transformed and they are not sold, Mursal is not 1 kilometer from here, but I live 15 kilometers away. I cannot come and buy. I know your shop. I come at least once a year, and across the road I say, okay, next time. I think that the solution is that when mountains come and find people, the people should go to the mountain. If the buyer cannot come to the shop, it is up to the shop to move. One of the ladies said that she transforms, but she has problems of sales problems. She said that the products are there. She had materials. There are Senafed every year, and they go to the ministry and distribute materials, why doesn't the minister, as the minister decide, why not giving the market to these ladies so that they can produce clothing for the for the celebrations? It's not only one association. There are many. They can get together. There are many cooperatives of ladies doing this kind of activities. Why not putting them together and give them this market to encourage them? They don't have sun, but this will provide them with energy. Momentum will be given to them. 10,000, 20,000 is nothing. It takes activities. But you should recognize that the state do too much politics. Please go to the technicians, ask them to suggest concrete actions. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Alaroba Antoinette. Town councillor and civil society member. As it is about the Ministry of Women, you said it's ours. It does a lot for us, individually or in groups or other. But I'll also say the opposite. What is done in the Ministry of the Women does not reach the woman as should be. And our elder brother is saying give the market to the women, to the association, women associations. I do not agree, because for very small, the woman's house built in the name of the associations and cooperatives of women and individual and other. But as we are in the green employment, green economy, and the plan also should be green. After this stage should collect the fruit and put them to plates on the table. And the house of woman is taken away by the people working there. Only the personnel there takes on the market of restoration. One example, if it is question now to set up projects, as we here are associated, there are many in the room here. If Veronique gave a presentation, others also came from the back country and saying that there is a real problem here. If it is about projects, go to offices, they won't give you an answer. Apart from the outside Jamina, here in Jamina, we have never had funding from UNAP. It is an opportunity for us. We are seeing things clearer now after we go out. If I have said that in front of the general director, I want to say yesterday, but I kept my position as he was not here. And now people may transform what I say. So I wanted the ministry to be present and listen to what I'm saying now and take into account the issues of the women. The Ministry of Women is not only the personnel working in the house, it's all associations. If there is a question on supporting women, there are others that are involved into politics, and we are in democracy. Thank you. There is a problem time now. I can't take many questions. We'll ask Igor, and we'll take also another question. 2 more people to answer. Please give a summary. I'm not at ease at all. in discussions with the Ministry of Women or other. No. The needs of funding of entrepreneurial women should be from the Ministry of Women. If a woman can't go to other sources of information, the ministry should plead for all the possibilities of funding will be interested with women's activities. It is not the Ministry of Women that will decide and provide funding. It was demonstrated that women manage better than men, manage businesses better. So why the banks and other institutions of funding, finances, do not recruit women? So the role of the ministry is to plead with other ministries and businesses and funders to support women. We'll take one last question. And so we're sorry, the discussions will continue. But one last question, if you can talk very quickly. Thank you. Thank you. I'm coming back again on this question coming from the green employment. I don't know if UNAPE will be the second recruiting on the national level. The implication of public services in employment and development of green jobs basis on more on body's hands. But look around you in this room. In this room, where is the place of young people? Where are they? The president said that in one of his investments, he said that he wants a strong and daring youth. Is youth really implicated into the green environment, green employment? This question is for UNAPE, in charge of employment of young people. I'd like to ask someone of UNAPE to answer, to ask the questions sent to UNAPE. Thank you for all these reactions. I'm not sure if I answered questions, but this was summarized by Mr. Igor. Ministry does not provide loans. It pleads so that female organizations could have access to fundings. It was summarized by the colleague Igor. And I'm not sure if I have another answer to provide. You're talking about politics. It is a transversal, a multi-ministry policy. The ministry is making efforts to allow the associations to access funding. This is all I can say. The question was asked on the question on the transversality of association. Do you think that what Igor is saying, why is it only the Ministry of Women and Gender Issues? The Ministry of Agriculture does not have a vision on discussion, or they contribute in all the actions in which they are engaged to give a particular attention so the associations benefit from funding. Does it exist? If it does, I think that this is one of the keys of success. We were talking about quotas. I always think that when we talk about credit or quota,
Mais c'est souvent la première marche.
this is
Mais
the
que
first
dans
step.
toutes les actions qui
But
sont
in all
menées,
the
on met une
actions,
approche particulière du genre, c'est pas juste la question de la femme.
an action was
C'est une autre
focusing
marche.
on gender
On a
issues.
discuté avec des personnes sur peut-être des pays qui sont allés
If the countries
est-ce qu'à votre connaissance au Tchad il y a cette volonté
to
d'avoir
find
une processus
this
d'éducation nationale
will
sur chaque action, la question du genre
to use the question of gender to be always used pragmatic. Maybe you did not follow me very well. The question, gender question is in all the policies, at all the levels, everything that will be developed, ecological, made of operational action plan and cross-ministry will be matching all the activities of the other departments. We have offices. Before we had focal points in each department, but now we want to transform these focal points into gender offices, so that the gender aspect will be taken into account in the elaboration of projects. Thank you for the precision. I think we'll stop here. And applause for the presentation. Yes, there is a question asked to Onape. You can answer. Wait, there is a question. Someone asked if we have a family code. We have a project of family code, but it has not been adopted yet.
Alors, Kongila, comment peux-tu répondre à la question qui a été directement posée à l'ONAP par
Can you answer the question directly asked to ONAP? I don't know if the participant was here yesterday. We introduced ONAP and in this introduction, and people talk about conditions of access to funding. Between 15 and 45 years old, these young people are taken into account. In the agricultural campaign, we have people whose main objective is the fight against rural movement, migration. And this is not women, but young people who abandon their villages. The strong hands come to the city to look for jobs. The object of agricultural loan is about strong people who should stay in the villages and work on larger space to fight against food shortage. If you want, we can give you the same information again. I don't know, madam.
S'il vous plaît.
Please.
Oui, cette question dont il est posée
faisait partie the question I asked was part of our intervention in the room. Because in our development language, we say that someone who does something for me without me is not doing it for me. There are no. We said young people go from 14 to 77, but where are they? It depends on the slogan. I am sorry, but she talked about 15 to 45 years old. So, okay, I stop here. Thank you. Let's continue. Microphone.
Est-ce qu'on peut avoir un tout petit peu de calme? Un service public d'emploi ne fait pas d'emploi.
Public service of employment does not produce employment. It's a relationship. It creates relationships. Public service of employment does not create employment. It only develops relationship among businesses that recruit themselves. The public service does not recruit anymore, so public service businesses create relations among themselves and recruit. This is something that should be reviewed.